Coming up, a Hawaiian volcano continues to spew lava and toxic gas, and an even bigger eruption could be coming next. Plus, a man accused of shooting into a downtown Sarasota condo unit facing new charges today. And local law enforcement officers remember their fallen colleagues across the state and nation. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at noon.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us on this Tuesday. Our top story today, new concerns about that volcano eruption in Hawaii. Officials now warning the largest eruption yet could be coming as new cracks send lava, toxic gas, and steam into the air. ABC's Matt Gutman is on the Big Island with what scientists fear could happen next.
Those eruptions booming across the southern part of Hawaii. In its eastward creep, the lava fountains and vents seemingly intensifying their explosions, hurling lava bombs hundreds of feet into the air. We boarded a helicopter to see those 4 new fissures that have cracked open the earth over the past 48 hours.
I see a lava explosion down there. You can see that pop of red.
And on the ground, we joined Herschel Hood, who'd fled but promised his neighbors he'd come back with water. We drove through that haze of sulfur dioxide, which officials fear could threaten the 50,000 people that live on this side of the island. Some of the roads we saw impassable. About 400 people remain hunkered down here, including his friend, Alan.
Alan, I got water for you.
As we unloaded the water for him, he recounted how terrifying it had been.
I thought my house was going to fall apart.
Literally shaking your house.
Oh yeah, every 5 seconds. Boom, boom.
When'd you get some sleep?
I haven't slept for days.
Still, like the others, he insisted on staying. But barely 1,000 yards away, those fissures roaring and sputtering.
And those explosions of gas and rock setting those boulders hundreds of feet in the air, but you could also see the shock waves and the heat just radiating off the plane right there.
A mandatory evacuation order remains in effect for the 2,000 residents of this part of the island, many of whom have been out of their homes now for nearly 2 weeks.
That's Matt Gutman reporting from Hawaii. Here on the Suncoast, new details today from Florida Fish and Wildlife officials who are investigating the deaths of 2 alligators. We want to warn you, these images are graphic. The gators were found Sunday mutilated on the side of Wauchula Road in Myakka City. Their tails had been cut off. Local residents are hopeful that whoever did this will be found soon and then held accountable.
At first we were a little surprised, we were trying to go through the scenarios, were they hit by a car, was some other wild animal that did this, but then it became pretty evident with the way the tails were cut off that, a human had done this and it was on purpose.
If you have any information regarding this abuse, call Florida Fish and Wildlife. Sarasota police still investigating the 4th shooting in Newtown in a week, but still no arrests have been made. Investigators are trying to figure out if there's a link between the 4 shootings. They're gathering details about the victims, guns used, locations, and the time frames. Sarasota Police Chief Bernadette DePino does not believe these shootings were random.
It is concerning enough to us that we are jumping on it right away and taking it very seriously, and we want the community at large to feel safe and know that our officers are out there every day to keep them safe.
Sarasota police have responded to 12 shootings with injuries since the beginning of the year. 10 of those took place in North Sarasota. SPD is also working to take weapons off the streets, recovering 75 handguns that were stolen or found in vehicles since the start of 2018. The woman accused of killing her husband and a Bradenton woman pleads not guilty to second-degree murder. 56-year-old Lois Reese entering the plea in Fort Myers. David Reese was found dead at the couple's Minnesota home on March 23rd. Police say Lois Reese then came to Fort Myers and met 59-year-old Pamela Hutchinson of Bradenton before later killing her to assume her identity. Reese was captured in Texas and returned to Florida to face charges. Charges in Minnesota are also pending. And we're learning new developments in the case against a Sarasota man accused of shooting into a Main Street condo. A new arrest warrant has been issued for Ryan Flanzer. Only a week ago, Flanzer posted a $7,500 bail, and he then was held for psychological evaluation. According to police records, he violated conditions of his release. Flanzer is accused of shooting into an empty apartment in downtown Sarasota. Police have confiscated 8 firearms from Flanzer, including an AK-47. Time now to get a check on our weather with meteorologist John Scalzi, and a little break in the rain, which is kind of nice.
Yes, I agree. A little bit of sunshine out there,
Yeah.
chance to dry things out maybe before the next round of rains come our way. In fact, they're already kind of starting. We're already seeing some showers popping up on radar across the region. But yeah, that's different today. A little sunshine, and also the fact that the little low pressure area spinning out in the Gulf is looking sicker and sicker. So I don't think anybody's going to have to worry too much about that becoming a tropical system. Lakewood Ranch webcam put into motion shows a little bit of the clear skies that Scott was just referring to at times. Blue out there behind some of those clouds, and then in the last few frames you'll notice those clouds kind of building up. The little bit of sunshine that we got helped to bring us to a point where showers are starting to pop up. We're getting a little bit of daytime heating, energizing the atmosphere, creating the updrafts necessary to produce what we're seeing. These showers that are gradually going to, I think, increase in number as we head through the afternoon. You can almost make out that spin to the north of us. That spin, of course, that upper level system, and just a real mess at the surface in terms of any kind of organization. But it seems that organization is not in the cards for this one. Only a 10% chance now. That's down from 40% chance yesterday over the course of a 10-day period. So I don't think we're going to see much there. But regardless, it's going to keep funneling moisture into Florida and bring us good rain chances. Today, about 50%. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in a few, Scott.
John, thank you. More than 80 years after he was killed in the line of duty, a Bradenton police officer has been honored in Washington, D.C. His name was initially left off the National Memorial, an oversight that has now been corrected decades later during National Police Week. ABC 7's Marla Spence joins us from the old Manatee County Courthouse with more on the story.
This memorial honors fallen police officers, including one that the Bradenton police chief says was forgotten in time. Officer Steve Bennett lost his life in the line of duty nearly 80 years ago. He was in his patrol car on April 7, 1934, when another car hit him near 8th Avenue West and 14th Street West. Decades after his death, a lieutenant with the Bradenton Police Department noticed his name was missing from the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in D.C. So the department made sure the omission was corrected. Bradenton Police Chief Melanie Bevan and the Honor Guard are in the nation's capital to see Bennett's name added to the memorial. Bradenton PD also helped to get Bennett's surviving family to D.C. to see their loved one honored this past weekend. Law enforcement in Manatee County will be honoring fallen officers at the Manatee County Law Enforcement Memorial Thursday morning. It's expected to happen right here at the old Manatee County Courthouse at this memorial, where 9 officers' names are listed, including Officer Steve Bennett. I'm Marla Spence reporting in Bradenton for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Marla, thank you. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office hosting its 33rd annual Law Enforcement Memorial Service this morning. The event honors the fallen officers who have helped shape the Suncoast and the country. Deputies say they know services like this are important to not only them, but to the communities as a whole to show support.
Well, I can tell you here in the community of Sarasota and Sarasota County, we've had a really good relationship with our community over the years, and that really hasn't changed. We've seen ups and downs around the United States, but here in Sarasota County, we know that the citizens of Sarasota County support their law enforcement, and the Sheriff's Office in particular.
What are some of the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund says 128 officers died in the line of duty across the U.S. in 2017 alone. Earlier today, fallen Highlands County Sheriff's Deputy William Gentry was laid to rest in Sebring. Deputy Gentry was shot in the line of duty on May 6 while responding to a call over a cat being shot. He passed away the next day. He was part of the Sheriff's Office for more than 13 years and was loved by his co-workers and canine partner. In Manatee County, workers were supposed to start removing planks today at the closed Anna Maria Pier, but that work is now being delayed until June. Demolition is expected to begin on June 18th and then finish up in the middle of September. In August, workers will begin building a new platform, and the anticipated bait shop and restaurant construction will begin next April. The historic pier was badly damaged by Hurricane Irma last September. Still to come in your Suncoast News, how more gun violence in movies could be shaping kids' minds across the country. And a house of horror discovered in California, how police say parents tortured their 10 children.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View. Our Royal Wedding Week celebration continues. I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we'll get party planning hints and great gift ideas from Just Because Boutique on St. Armand's Circle. Plus, Right On Sarasota talks trends and invitations for any type of event. Venice Theater previews their end of the school year family musical, Stuart Little. Plus, Brick Smoked Meats joins us in the kitchen.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Hello, Mom.
Amanda's mom's appointment just got rescheduled for today. Amanda needs Right at Home. Our customized care plan provides as much or as little help as her mom requires, whether it's a ride to the doctor or help around the house.
Oh, of course. Tom, I am really sorry. I've got to go.
Look, call Right at Home. Get the right care right at home.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Outback is an IIHS top safety pick for 10 years running. Lease a new Subaru Outback today for just $249 a month. Or get 0% financing with zero down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app. Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking at a temperature coming up at about 86 degrees, I think, this afternoon. We've had enough sunshine around to kind of boost that temperature up. And with the warmer temperatures and the amount of moisture that's in our atmosphere, plus a little bit of lift provided by that low out in the Gulf waters, I think a 50% chance of showers is a pretty good bet today. As we head into the afternoon, I think we'll see the chance of those showers go down to about 40% as we get closer to the sunset hour and then taper off pretty quickly thereafter as most of these storms are pushed further inland and we start to see the heat of the day begin to wane. So look for thunderstorms a little bit later on. The reason for the sunshine today is the fact that well, first of all, let me explain that what you're looking at here is a water vapor imagery which shows you where the dry air is and where it is not. The dry air is the kind of tan color and the turquoise is the deep moisture, deep tropical moisture. So the little low pressure area that's been spinning out here in the Gulf waters has basically had the effect of drawing down some drier air from the mid-Gulf coast down all the way into the southern Gulf waters and return it back into our area. And that's why it kind of put a kibosh on the shower chances this morning. And now what we've seen is with a little bit of heating, the residual moisture that's left over is starting to fire off these showers and thunderstorms. Plus, we may even catch a little bit of a sea breeze action as well, kind of enhancing what is developing into a southwesterly flow anyway. So we're starting to see showers. And some of them are even thunderstorms embedded in some of these showers. We've got a thunderstorm out in Gulf waters and a pretty good line of storms beginning there. Plus, a little bit closer to home, just to the east of Northport, to the west of Arcadia, we're starting to see some thunderstorm activity there. And that will be gradually lifting to the north as well. So it's beginning, and I think as we head into the afternoon, we could get some periods of some heavy rainfall with these storms as they lift northward. Pretty good coverage again today. You can really kind of see that It's a very sort of elongated, rough low-pressure area, and at the surface, it's not much more than a trough. Right now, temperature 84 degrees. We have a dew point of a sticky 70. We are on our way to I think a mostly cloudy afternoon with a south wind coming in at about 17. The south wind, in response to that low pressure area's circulation, the low lifts north. I really don't think this is when it's going to develop into anything much more than an upper level low. It's going to be incorporated into this frontal boundary located just to the north by day after tomorrow, and then kind of spread its moisture through the deep south and the mid-Atlantic and the Florida Peninsula. So it's going to keep rain chances high in the deep south. Best rain chances are going to be in the afternoon. There'll be rain chances each day, and there's a potential of some heavy rain as well. South wind at 15 decreasing to 5 to 10 during the overnight tonight. Moderate chop on your bay and inland waters. Look for 86 as the daytime high today. A 50% chance of rainfall tomorrow, 84, with about a 60% chance of showers. And then over the next couple of days, I think about the same. That low will continue to drive moisture up. As we head into the weekend, we'll still have those rain chances, but I think there'll be more of the afternoon thunderstorm variety built on sea breezes, which were pretty typical for summertime. And we'll see that again on Monday as well. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. In HealthSmart, gun violence is happening across the country every day, but what about when it comes to movies? ABC's Janae Norman shows us what parents think is an appropriate age to watch gun violence in films.
Traditionally, PG-13 movies don't show blood or the result of any violence. But children under 13 are not prohibited from going to one of these films, even ones where guns are used. But adults are ultimately in charge of whether or not their child sees a particular film. What do parents think? Researchers in Pennsylvania surveyed 610 parents with children ages 6 to 17 after showing them 90-second clips of 4 different movies where the gun violence was rated justified or unjustified, more random. Justified films included movies like White House Down or Taken. Unjustified films included Training Day or Terminator Salvation. After watching the clips, parents gave their own opinions. Was the violence justified? What was their own emotional reaction to the scene? What age children should be allowed to see it? And would they allow their own child to see the movie? Parents, it seems, are 7 times more likely to be okay with a child watching a movie with justified violence, but still thought that these movies should be seen by kids 15 or older. As they watched, parents increasingly felt that the violence was normal, even though they were disturbed by it. Something to chew on at the movie theater, along with the popcorn. With this Medical Minute, I'm Janae Norman, ABC News.
Well, the poll is in, and the most fit city in America is Arlington, Virginia. That's according to the 2018 American College of Sports Medicine Fitness Index. Those involved with the data say the highest ranking cities have more resources that promote healthy living. Rankings are based on factors such as nutrition, smoking, mental health, and access to parks. Minneapolis came in the runner-up spot, followed by Washington, D.C., Madison, Wisconsin, and Portland, Oregon. The top spot in Florida, by the way, was St. Petersburg, coming in at number 23. Let's head over to the kitchen now and say hello to our good friend Nikita Chadwick from Geyer's Sausage Kitchen in Sarasota. Nikita, great to see you back in our kitchen. What's on your menu for today?
Hi, yes, today I am making, well, you know how it's National Barbecue Month, and at Geyer's we're huge barbecuers. Anything that can be put on a grill will be, and so I made a stuffed beef tenderloin. So we'll be filleting it open. I'll show you how to fillet it and roll it out nice and flat and stuff it with some of our homemade goodies.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score.
It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free.
You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
I used to dread getting up and going to work.
I was done with the corporate grind.
I was tired of being a starving artist.
And I started looking around for a business that I believed in, and I kind of wanted to do something a little more green.
My SCORE mentor helped me take the first step.
He helped me create a business plan and helped me implement it.
They've really taught me how to think big.
SCORE helped me to make the unimaginable possible, all for free. I'm here because of SCORE.
I'm here because of SCORE.
Get your free business mentor at score.org.
Download the all-new ABC7 First Alert weather app now.
Caught on camera, police in California say they made a troubling discovery, removing 10 children from a home, all of them suffering injuries resulting from torture. Here's ABC's Ava Pilgrim.
A California couple is being charged with crimes ranging from neglect to torture. Police investigating after allegedly discovering the couple's 10 children were living in squalor.
We believe that torture occurred in this house.
The mother now defending herself and her husband and denying any wrongdoing.
This is absolutely appalling.
Ina Rogers actually called police for help in March, reporting her 12-year-old son missing. Officers say they were in shock when they brought the child home.
Officers located unsafe and unsanitary living conditions, including garbage and spoiled food.
Authorities removed 10 children from the home, ages 4 months to 12 years old. Rogers was arrested and charged with abuse. After a weeks-long investigation, police now bringing even more serious charges against her husband, 28-year-old Jonathan Allen. He has pled not guilty to 7 counts of torture and 9 counts of felony child abuse.
The children described incidents of intentional abuse resulting in puncture wounds, burns, bruising.
You will find bumps and scrapes because kids are kids.
Rogers giving cameras a tour of her 4-bedroom home, blaming the mess inside on police, saying their search caused the disarray, continuing to defend her case.
My husband is an amazing person. I am an amazing mother.
That was Ava Pilgrim reporting. As she said, the parents have previously pleaded not guilty to torture and child abuse, but more charges could be coming as police continue their investigation. All right, let's head over to the kitchen and check in with John, who's there with Nikita from Geyer's Sausage Kitchen in Sarasota. John?
Thanks very much, Scott. Nikita, good to see you.
Good
Always
to see
a pleasure.
you. Yes, always great to be here.
My goodness, this looks like a stunning potential dinner.
It is, and we have a whole beef tenderloin here. And when I trimmed it out, as you can see, I left the straps loose. I didn't cut the tail, wrap it.
What does that mean, the straps?
Right here, these 2 pieces. So when you trim it out, there's 2 nice pieces of fat that run through here. And this is the most tender part. Most people actually don't know this. When they want a fillet, they usually want the chateau. The end right here where all this marbling comes through is phenomenal.
What is that called, that piece?
I couldn't even tell you, to be honest.
Okay.
Delicious.
The straps, though.
Yeah, deliciousness.
Next to the straps.
So, yes.
Deliciousness. There you go.
So what you want to do when you do it is, and you can have your butcher do that, like at Geyer's, we can do it for you. It's no problem. But whenever you're wanting to stuff something, you just want to see, here I can show you, see you could just cut a thin line. And as you cut this line, you just want to keep rolling it out. Just long strokes. And you want to keep rolling, and just follow that line all the way through.
Oh, man.
And it opens and opens and opens, and it takes a little bit. And see, but each time comes a little bit wider.
Right. Okay.
So it really spreads it out. So once you have it all open here,
Actually, what you did there, I don't know if they could see that at home, but you didn't go over the same cut again and again and again. You kind of worked your way upward through the meat, making several different cuts to flatten it out.
Yes, because it makes it easier to flatten it out. It gives you more surface area.
Did not know that.
You want to start out here. We have black pepper. Just want to season some black pepper over it. And then I actually used a balsamic vinegar. So it's a vinegar to tenderize the meat. And here we go. And the balsamic just gives it a little extra taste, especially with all of our flavors that we have going on here. So you want to go, and you want to do both sides. And the nice thing is, the beef tenderloin is phenomenal. And we are carrying local Florida beef too. We have a Seminole beef that we got in. So now once you're nice, and it is a messy recipe, once you got all this, the ingredients that go inside, the first thing that you want to lay down is we have our Westphalian schinken. And a lot of people don't know this, but it's very similar to an Italian style, you know, the heavily smoked, whether it be
like
prosciutto.
A Parma ham or prosciutto or
yeah, like here we have we're going to use that, a German style. It's called Schinken speck, but it's very close. So as you get it all, and see, it's like shaved. So you just want it very thin.
Is it more affordable than the Parma ham?
Yes.
Good to know.
Yes, it's delicious. And then all the ingredients that go inside. So I have diced baby squash stuffed. I have a pickled mixed vegetable. And what this does is that just adds a lot of texture. There's everything from baby corns and peppers. This is a spicy pepper to give it a little kick.
Smells so
and
good.
Vodka soaked, like the little bitty cocktail onions.
Awesome. Got about 1 minute.
And finishing with the cheese. So
What
once you
kind
get
of
all
cheese?
this, it's a Parmesan, but I have Merlot, so you just mix it all together.
Oh man, does that smell good.
And here we go, lay it all
Wow.
out. Yes. Put a little bit of garlic. Fresh chopped parsley.
About 30 seconds. You're going to come back and show us how to put that back together.
Yes.
And I want to tell everybody right now that the recipe for this is on our website,
Yes.
mysuncoast.com. Click on the dining link button. It will take you right there, along with Nikita's instructions.
Yes, oh yes.
And so how do we cook it then?
So so now see, it's easy, ready to go. Stick it straight on the grill.
Okay.
Hot and sear for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Hot
depending.
grill?
Hot.
Okay.
The better the hot, so it sears the outside and gives you the medium rare in the center.
And turn it 4 times in that 20 minutes?
I don't
or?
even turn mine, to be honest. I
Really?
rotate it a little bit from side to side.
And put it together with skewers.
The
final product over here looks absolutely delicious. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thanks for
Always
having
a pleasure.
me. Yes, it's great.
We'll be right back.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Every time you purchase a fishing license or register your boat, you're helping to preserve our nation's coastlines, lakes, rivers, and streams, protecting memories for generations to come. Learn how your participation in boating and fishing can help the environment at takemefishing.org/conservation.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here.
Why, you don't like my hair?
The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds. No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm going to show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch The Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
Coming up, the Middle East on edge as violent protests continue following the U.S. opening a new embassy in Jerusalem. Plus, why Suncoast businesses are concerned a roundabout and future construction could cost them customers. And we'll take a look at the day in the life of a Tampa Bay Rays future wife.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 12:30.
Welcome back. Our top story at 12:30. Protests continue in the Middle East a day after the U.S. opened its new embassy in Jerusalem. ABC's Molly Hunter is in Gaza as the United Nations meets to talk about today's violence.
The body of a 25-year-old shot dead by an Israeli sniper yesterday is carried high above the heads of the crowd after prayers. The same exact scene playing out across the Gaza Strip today.
Prayers just got out of Gaza. This is the scene in every single neighborhood right now. Funeral marches, and every single guy here is going to go back out and protest when they bury their dead.
And here in Gaza and across the West Bank, people did go out to protest again. Yesterday's high death toll doesn't change anything. He says, we have nothing to lose. But back in New York, the U.S. blocked a UN Security Council statement that would have called for an independent probe into yesterday's death toll, the day the U.S. opened its embassy in Jerusalem.
It does not undermine the prospects for peace in any way. And yet, for some, this is supposedly a cause for violence.
But Ahmed, a 30-year-old we met near that Israeli-Gaza fence, the center of the protests here, says he's not afraid and won't stop until Palestinians reach their capital of Jerusalem.
Now, you can actually see that fence with Israel. It's just about a quarter mile that way. You also see ambulances here set up very close to the front in case anything goes wrong. And those funerals are now over, and crowds are really starting to gather for another round of protests. Molly Hunter, ABC News, Gaza.
In the United States, First Lady Melania Trump is still recovering from kidney surgery she had yesterday at Walter Reed Medical Center in Maryland. Her office says there were no complications, and the First Lady is expected to stay in the hospital for the rest of the week to recover. President Trump visited his wife Monday afternoon and later tweeted she's in good spirits. For more on the latest breaking news across the world and here on the Suncoast, as well as your First Alert weather forecast, remember you can download our apps, find them at the App Store, look for WWSB or My Suncoast. A 7-month-long roundabout project at Orange and Ringling Boulevard should be open to traffic sometime this week, but at least one Sarasota store owner in that area says he wants to be reimbursed for lost business. Hank Batty owns a high-end men's clothing shop 2 blocks from the intersection. He says the closed roads and detours have caused him his worst holiday season, worst tourist season, and his first quarterly loss in 28 years. Batty also questions the need for a roundabout at this location.
I understand roundabouts are supposed to be calming traffic, but traffic is already calmed in that area. Nobody speeds through that intersection. So I don't understand the whole concept. So reparations, whatever you want to call it, restitution, yes.
As for restitution, a city official says all businesses in the area will be better off once the roundabout is complete, which again they say will happen sometime this week. Looking ahead, this week's graduation ceremony for Booker High School has been moved to the Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall. In previous years, that ceremony has been held at Roberts Arena, but that facility is not available this year. The school looked at the Sarasota Opera House and the Van Wezel. Both offer fewer seats for family and friends, and each student getting 5 tickets in total.
we reached out to the senior class and we asked them to help us find a viable solution. And it was the students that researched all the information on the Opera House in Van Wezel. The biggest thing is we knew if we went to Van Wezel that we would have to switch from a Saturday to a Thursday night, so they voted on that.
The ceremony is now set for 5 p.m. on Thursday, and for those who can't get tickets, the event will also be streamed live on Booker High School's Facebook page. A popular summer camp for kids will be held at a new location due to renovations. While the Sailor Circus Arena on Bay Vista Street is under construction, the circus's summer camp will take place right next door on the campus of Sarasota High School. From June through August, the Circus Arts Conservatory will offer its popular summer camp at the Sarasota High School Gymnasium. Kids from 6 to 15 can take part in 1 week or 2 week sessions. The camp runs from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. each weekday. Manatee County School District recognized as a Florida Healthy School District. The rating based on several factors, including what's on the district's daily lunch menu. The Florida Partnership for Healthy Schools developed this program to recognize and celebrate the success of school districts around the state that focus on health and nutrition in their schools. Time to get another check on our weather this afternoon with meteorologist John Scalzi. We've had a persistent low that's just kind of taking its time, moving north.
Yeah, dumping a lot of moisture our way. Do you know the town of Solana? It's near, I did not know about it. It's an unincorporated town. It's near Punta Gorda on Charlotte, on the waterfront of Charlotte, coastal Charlotte. Now, I don't know what kind of reporting station they had, whether it was independent or not, but they apparently yesterday at around 3 o'clock in the morning picked up 8 inches of rainfall. I know. That's what I did too when I saw that number. Most of us got between 2 and 3, the areas that got the rainfall, 2 to 3 inches. But 8 inches in coastal Charlotte. That's impressive. That's impressive. So the Van Wezel webcam shows a lot of sunshine to start the day off, and then we kind of clouded up just a little bit at times, but for the most part we're looking at some pretty nice weather out there currently. As we head into the remainder of the afternoon, I think we're going to see the showers begin to build and multiply. They already are in inland areas, and we've got some along the coast that are building. I think we'll see them kind of inch in closer to the coast as we progress through time. Arcadia, you're about to get some pretty heavy rainfall right through the downtown area over the course of the next 15-20 minutes, and Wauchula probably about a half an hour thereafter. You can see the satellite picture, that kind of rotation out there in the open water is kind of an elongated rotation. That's our low pressure area, non-tropical currently and likely to remain that way. Forecast today calls for a daytime high in the mid-80s with about a 50% chance of those thunderstorms right straight through drive time this evening. Scott?
John, thank you. Every marriage has its challenges, but what it's like for the wife of a Major League Baseball player? Well, ABC 7's Stephanie Webb caught up with a member of the Tampa Bay Rays and his fiancée to hear how the happy couple handles their crazy schedule.
When it comes to life in Major League Baseball, we all know that the players' lives change during the season, but what about their wives or significant others? Turns out life is just as busy for them off the field. I had the chance to sit down with one of the Tampa Bay Rays pitchers, Jake Faria, and his fiancée, Jessica Soto.
Growing up, the bond between Jessica Soto and her dad was baseball.
I grew up obviously playing softball, but the thing with my dad was going to baseball games, like going to opening day at Dodger Stadium, and then it changed over to Angel Stadium.
And today, that bond even stronger since that former softball player sits next to her fiance, Tampa Bay Rays pitcher Jake Faria.
He was literally made for me. Like I say, God really made him for me, prepped me for the baseball life, and then to be able to share it with my family and my dad that we had a bond over is really cool.
The two went to high school together in California, but didn't date until he asked her to prom in their senior year. She was there on the day he got signed by the Rays. And as for Jake, well, baseball has always been his life.
So for me, every spring training, packing up at home and coming out to Florida is really easy.
But for Jessica at first, like many of the girlfriends and wives, it's having to leave a family behind, a job behind, and relocate to the team's hometown.
For me, he kept asking me when he first got called up initially to come out and be here with him, just to experience it together and be here for him. And of course I wanted to do that, but at the same time, I loved my job.
Most everything has been what Jessica has expected so far, except for what happened last season during an off day when the two went for a hike.
He's like, you know how you always say in 10 years I'll propose, and I said, yeah. And he's like, I'm not going to make you wait that long. And he got down on one knee, and the team photographer was there. He had him hiding
up in the trees
and he took pictures of us.
So what's life like during the season? Well, Jessica now heads up the Raise Wives organization. When the families aren't traveling, the wives and girlfriends are active in the community. They organize fundraising events and do nonprofit work.
So to get together as a group, find what we're passionate about, and try to make a difference in the community. And the biggest thing I told him, like, this is home for us 8 months out of the year. So it's really important for us to get to know the community, get to know how we can help, how we can use our platform.
And as these two continue their journey on and off the field, they're planning on sticking to some good advice given to them by other Major League couples.
Staying true to yourself, traveling, experiencing it, because really baseball can end in the blink of an eye.
As for their wedding that's coming up in November, will it be a baseball theme? Nope, no baseball theme. The two just want a day to spend focused on each other. Back to you, Scott.
Stephanie, thank you so much. Happening tonight, it's Bicycle Night in Venice. Lots of fun is planned around the Centennial Park gazebo. They'll have a scavenger hunt, free reflective wristbands, and a chance to win some other prizes. Free bicycle valet parking will also be available. The event will kick off at 5 o'clock this evening. Still to come in your Suncoast News, we're going to tell you about a controversial tax plan that just passed in Seattle that's aimed at improving the area's homelessness problem. All thanks to companies like Amazon and Starbucks.
Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with a family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, fishing, or biking and hiking. Or play the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy the flavors of the Black Belt. Book your adventure at our lodges or stay in the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5. Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're warm. That little bit of sunshine that we got really started to boost our temperature nicely. We'll look for a daytime high that tops out about 86, and then as we head into the evening, about 82 around sunset. 50% chance of rainfall for most of the afternoon, decreasing to 40% as we head into sunset time, and then pretty quickly dropping off at about 20% by midnight. We have a fair amount of sunshine still, kind of poking through those clouds that are building, mostly in inland areas. We've got a line of clouds that have formed, plus we've got some clouds out in Gulf waters. I think we'll see more and more clouds build during the afternoon hours and better chances of rain showers even along the coastline. We're seeing a few popping up around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor now. We've got this line of pretty impressive storms out in Gulf water. These, by the way, are all lifting to the north, so they're really not going to impact land. And then we have this line of showers that has been in inland areas, producing some fairly heavy rainfall, with the heaviest of the stuff right around the Arcadia area right now. In fact, we even have one report of perhaps some hail being produced by some of those showers. The circulation around this broad low pressure area continuing to just bring us that potential for rainfall today, tomorrow, the day after, until it is finally absorbed and whisked off to the northeast by a frontal boundary. So we can expect to see more of the same tomorrow, I think. A little bit of sunshine to start the day, followed by increasing clouds. 84 currently, 70-degree air temperature, winds out of the south, breezy too, at about 17, just pumping that moisture up from the tropics. The low pressure area and its kind of broad trough lifting to the north. As it does that very, very slowly, probably in about 2 days, it will start to be lifted over land and kind of incorporated into this frontal boundary located to the south by then, and then spread its moisture throughout the deep south. So we get the best rain chances in the afternoon after a little daytime heating as that low moves further away from us. We get rain chances each day for the next several days. Great thing. And thunderstorms are possible. By the way, our drought indexes have dropped over most of the state of Florida to low, which is great. They were up there in some cases to the extreme. Rainfall futurecast shows we could have some places that today pick up as much as an inch of rainfall, but most places will see a half an inch or less. So the forecast calls for, again, kind of rough conditions out there. Well, not rough, but a moderate chop on bay and inland waters, but still kind of breezy, coming in at about 15 with a south wind at about 10. And the forecast, 86 today, 50% chance of rain, good chances of rain tomorrow, the day after that, mostly in the afternoons after daytime heating. And then as we head into the weekend, I think we'll still have those good rain chances, but they'll be more like sea breeze-induced thunderstorms that we see during the summer as opposed to directly associated with the circulation of that low. So we'll get a lot more sunshine, I think, over the weekend, followed by those afternoon cooling storms. Same thing on Monday. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. In consumer news, leaders at Amazon and Starbucks are fuming today after Seattle City Council unanimously approved a tax compromise that's aimed to help the city's homeless. Steve McCarron explains how much the plan will cost these businesses.
9 in favor, none opposed.
The Seattle City Council's unanimous vote ended months of debate over a controversial plan that just about everyone had a strong opinion about.
We need $400 million a year to solve this problem. Don't water this down.
We have no reason to believe it will actually help address the problem.
Mayor Jenny Durkin believes the city's new head tax is a step in the right direction to get more people off the streets.
No one is saying that this will solve everything, but it will make a meaningful difference.
About 2/3 of the money collected over the next 5 years will be spent on new housing. That includes building nearly 600 affordable units. Another 300 will be staffed with permanent caseworker support. The rest of the money will be spent on more immediate needs, rental subsidies for 300 units, 250 new shelter beds, and services to collect 570,000 pounds of garbage.
What we're running out of right now in the city is patience.
Now we have to prove to the public that we're actually investing wisely and strategically.
The tax is smaller than the original proposal of $500 per employee per year. A compromise over a lower amount was reached this weekend to avoid an immediate veto by the mayor.
I don't think it's anywhere near enough, but I think that this is a good start.
And this tax is not just about taxing big business, it is about the soul of our city itself.
Durkin says she's already had talks with the governor and plans to push for more funding at the state level in the coming months.
I will continue to push for a regional response because Seattle cannot go it alone.
That's Steve McCarron reporting. City leaders hope the nearly $50 million that's supposed to be generated by this tax compromise will help the homeless population rebound and improve the city as a whole in the long run. New guidelines for American Airlines customers. The airline will no longer recognize certain emotional support animals. American Airlines says insects, goats, and even hedgehogs are just some of the animals that cannot travel as comfort animals. If you want to bring a support animal on board, you'll have to file paperwork at least 48 hours before the flight. And even with that paperwork, some animals are still off limits entirely if they pose a safety or public health risk. The airline's revised rules will go into effect July 1st. Uber is getting rid of its forced arbitration agreements for employees, riders, and drivers who make sexual assault claims against the company. Now, if you wanted to use Uber's app in the past, that meant you automatically agreed to the terms and conditions and agreed to resolve any legal claims in an arbitration hearing. Now Uber says employees, riders, and drivers can take those claims to open court or join a class action lawsuit. The policy change comes after a recent CNN investigation about an assault and abuse accusations against Uber drivers. Retail giant Amazon is expanding its brick and mortar options. The company now says its Amazon Go stores, which get rid of cashiers altogether, will open in San Francisco and Chicago later this year. The first store opened up in Amazon's hometown of Seattle earlier this year. Still to come in your Suncoast News, why NASA is watching an asteroid sent to pass near the Earth later today at its closest point in nearly 300 years.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Peterson Toyota of Sarasota offers hundreds of models to choose from. And now you can take your shopping experience to the next level with SRQ Plus. You'll love its added benefits exclusively at Peterson Toyota of Sarasota or toyotaofsarasota.com.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score.
It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free. You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
My life motto is keep moving. And as hard as it was when my husband passed away, I knew I had to keep doing what I love. Oops, coming. But I needed help with my insurance, and that's what the NAIC provides. They have resources to help you and your family make the best decision, and they'll help you to keep moving forward, just like me.
Many websites selling medication may look professional and legitimate, but the vast majority of sites selling prescription drugs are doing so illegally. Criminals use websites to sell counterfeit medications that may contain life-threatening toxins. Dot Pharmacy is a website verification program that helps you identify safe and trustworthy online pharmacies. Purchasing medicine online can be safe and easy. Just look for pharmacy to the right of the dot in website addresses.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
In entertainment news, the first trailer for Spike Lee's newest movie is creating a lot of buzz online, and Donald Glover is topping the charts as his musical counterpart. ABC's Jason Nathanson explains in today's Showbiz Wrap.
There's never been a black cop in this city. We think you might be the man to open things up around here.
The trailer for Spike Lee's new movie Black Klansman just dropped, and the jaws dropped of those who saw the whole movie at the Cannes Film Festival Monday. The film got a 6 to 10 minute standing ovation, according to reports, with online reaction calling it mandatory viewing, Spike Lee's best. Looks like the film, about an undercover Klan sting in the 70s, is an early Oscar contender. It's out in August. Donald Glover did it. The Atlanta creator and star just nabbed his first chart-topping single as his rap alter ego Childish Gambino with the song This Is America. It tops the Billboard Hot 100 chart a week after its release. The provocative take on race and gun violence has more than 110 million views online.
Everything
you've heard about me is true.
And if you can't get enough of Glover, you can catch him as young Lando Calrissian in the Han Solo Star Wars movie out next week. When Childish Gambino took the top spot, he nabbed it from Drake, who might be coming to a city near you, with Childish Gambino's good friends, Migos. Drake and Migos are hitting the road this summer and fall for the Aubrey and the Three Amigos tour, 41 cities, starting in Salt Lake City in July. And many in Hollywood remembering actress Margot Kidder, best known for her role as Lois Lane in the first Superman movies, and for her mental health advocacy. Mark Hamill called Kidder one of the kindest, sweetest, most caring women he's ever known. Margot Kidder was 69. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Overseas, more drama in advance of this weekend's royal wedding. Bride Meghan Markle's father now says he will not be attending her wedding to Prince Harry. Thomas Markle said he worked with an agency to orchestrate staged photos of himself preparing for the wedding. Kensington Palace recently said the 73-year-old would walk his daughter down the aisle, but this morning, Markle reiterated that he does not want to embarrass his daughter or the royal family. If you can't get enough of the royal wedding, there's now a comic book. The Royals, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, is out this week from Tidal Wave Comics. You can choose between the traditional 26-page comic or the hardback 40-page graphic novel, or a wedding edition with a special cover, just to help you get ready for the big day, which of course you can watch right here on ABC 7 Saturday morning beginning at 5 a.m. Finally, it's usually just something that happens in Bruce Willis movies, but a massive asteroid will have a close brush with Earth later this afternoon. NASA says the asteroid is between 200 to 400 feet in diameter, traveling at speeds of almost 30,000 miles an hour. The flyby is expected to happen around 6:05 this evening, and this will be the asteroid's closest approach to Earth in nearly 300 years. And I sure hope they're right about it just doing a flyby.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. Actually, that size asteroid, I guess they have about 10% of them cataloged.
That's it.
So there's 90% of them flying around out there, who knows where. And even smaller ones, which could do a lot of damage to cities, 99% uncatalogued.
Wow.
Yeah,
I got some work to do. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. We'll see you again. We hope at 6.